Yeah. The stream is live.
This stream is live. What's up, my favorite ho ho ho?
I love it.
I
I
had
love it.
a fucking sign that says ho ho ho, and it's not in my hands right now. And I wanted to hold it up and be like, hey, my favorite hoes. So,
I still think you have a pretty spiffy Christmas hat on, though.
thank you. My friend and co host Fallon got it for me. Hey, guys, welcome. What are you doing? No, I'm just kidding. So
Me?
what's up? No.
So why are you here?
No,
Oh,
I
just
was talking to the audience, like, "What are you guys
oh.
doing?" I'm just kidding. Hey, guys, welcome. You know what this is, maybe. This is That's So Effed Up, a podcast about cults and murder and other generally effed up stuff, and I am trying to get my partner to bring me my hoe sign as I'm, like, trying to introduce the show. I'm like, "Can you please bring me the hose?" Um, and yeah, so today we are going to be doing our usual thing that we do on Fridays now, which is doing a live podcast episode. Today we're going to be talking about the murder of Wanda Drowecki.
I think it's Dworecki.
Drowecki.
Yep.
Okay. Fallon's going to be telling this story. It is
Crazy.
It's kooks bonanza. I don't know a lot about it. I briefly heard about it while I was reading The Real Lolita. That's the name of the book, about the kidnapping of Sally Horner. You guys, Lolita's based on a real story. Okay, if that doesn't make it even more of a fucking horror show of a book, I don't know what does.
Yeah.
So sorry, let me come in again. Ready, set, go ho. What's up, my favorite ho ho hos?
What? That's awesome. I love it.
Ho, 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 ho. You guys are big sluts. I'm just
What?
kidding.
That escalated really quickly.
They love it. They're proud sluts. What's up, you guys? Um, so yeah, we are going to Peggy P has maybe not heard of Wanda Drowecki, which I don't I had never heard of her. It's a very little known story. Or
Yeah.
maybe you've never heard of Sally Horner, but that is who Vladimir Nabokov wrote Lolita after, and then he always claimed that it wasn't written after her because he's an asshole. Anyways, whatever. So, today we're talking about her. I guess it's in the title. Well, we won't say who, but she was murdered for hire at the whopping price of 50 cents, and it is a man, this one is effed, you guys.
Yeah.
So, we're going to do the thing. We're going to do the podcast. But first, really quick, I just want to say hi to Alicia and Brian, Sophia, Peggy P, Amanda. What? I got all kinds of people in the house
I
today.
know. I want to
Very
know who
excited.
else out there is wearing crazy like Christmas garb. Anybody while you're listening?
Oh, yeah, you guys. Okay, so Fallon, real quick before we
Mhm.
get into the episode, and if other people, yes, 50 cents, Peggy P. No, this is gonna blow your mind. Let us know, you guys, in the comments if you have any holiday garb on. Fallon, what are you wearing?
I'm
Who are
wearing
you wearing today?
who am I wearing? I'm wearing a Le Cole's official I
Ah.
got it probably when I actually got it when I was pregnant. It was enormous, so I could like hide my giant belly under it. Um, and it is a super ugly Christmas sweater that looks like a mantle and it lights up. You can see that. There's my little
Oh,
booby
yeah.
lights.
And wait, my beanie or my Santa hat lights up. Well, I'm sitting, like, in front of the sun, so you can't really tell. Hold on.
Look at the lights. I love it. You can see it around the edge, right?
Yeah, you guys, Fallon got me this Santa hat for Christmas because I said on a live one day that I wanted a Santa hat, and then Fallon told me, "I'm sending you something," but she didn't tell me what, and then I got a Santa hat in the mail, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was, like, maybe one of you guys being super fucking nice. 5 minutes in, I think I nailed it. I think you were maybe being super nice, or that's what I thought, but I was also, like, very creeped out. I was like, "Oh my god, somebody found my address and, um, sent me a hat." And then I actually went onto a site and paid to, like, have my address completely scrubbed from the internet, just because I was like, I say, uh, what are the things? Controversial. I
Oh.
say controversial things,
Oh.
and it's probably just best to I
I
dropped an F-bomb 95 seconds in? Stop. When? It doesn't even clock. I don't even register it coming out of my mouth.
I did
That's
not
what she said.
realize I did not realize that sending you a light up Santa hat was going to kick off such an existential internet crisis. But I'm
No, but
happy
you
to
know
be of
what?
service.
My boyfriend had been saying for years, "Is your internet or is your address available?" And I was like, "I don't know." And, so it's probably time, you know?
Yeah, now that you're live on the YouTubes, I guess. I said it because one day you were like, "I need a Santa hat." And I said, "Okay, go to Walmart and you can get it for like $1." And you're like, "No, I need like a super nice bougie Santa hat." So I
I
was
need
like,
it
"Well, why not
quality.
one with lights?"
And then you sent it very sweetly. So, Fallon said her Christmas garb, um, unfortunately, Brian doesn't own any crazy Christmas garb. Well, my friend, you should get on it. It's
This
super
is
fun.
the only one I own, and it's why I've been wearing the same one every year for 7 years.
I own 2 Christmas sweaters and a Christmas sweatshirt. This is my Christmas sweatshirt. Like, Christmas is so fetch, right?
Stop,
Ah!
stop trying to make fetch happen.
You guys, Mean Girls is a Christmas movie. I just realized it, and you can't argue with me
Oh,
about it.
I don't argue with you about it. People
Okay.
argue with me about Die Hard, but I just got me and my husband matching shirts that say like I attended the Nakatomi Plaza Christmas party so that we can wear them on Christmas together.
I don't even know what that is because
Die
you're such
Hard.
a giant nerd. It's so cute.
Die Hard?
I don't like well, I guess
Oh,
that's pretty, like, that's not nerdy. That's common.
can I give you shit about not seeing a movie I've seen now?
Yeah. Fine.
What?
Guess what else? I haven't seen The Matrix and
Today? Oh my
something
god.
else.
Oh my god, I can't
Some
believe
other shit. Ugh.
I'd ask you to see him, but you never will. See, oh god, that felt so good.
And you know what? You're absolutely fucking right. Like, I won't. Unless like something just really like a really worthy reason comes up. I don't know why. That's just how I am. But I did watch Elf for like the 30th time. Elf.
And I cannot stand that movie.
Oh my god. Get away from me. We can't even be friends.
Well, good thing we're 2,000 miles away right now.
Nasty Nathaniel said you are a fascinating woman, and I think you're probably talking about me since I'm the one mostly on the channel, and I'm gonna take that as a compliment. Thank you. So, should we get into the episode, Fallon? Should we, like, get
Yeah, we
into
should
it?
just jump in. Let's just do it.
We should. I keep meaning to get into it quicker, but that was 9 minutes, so I don't know. I don't know, Fallon.
But let's do it.
Okay. Okay. So, all right, you guys, feel free to chat away in the comments, ask questions, make comments. And since Fallon is storytelling today, I'll star some of them and then we'll get to them at the end of the recording.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Oh, and I'm gonna do so good, and I'm gonna note the time that we're starting on this.
Yes.
Boom. The editors love that. Thanks so much, you guys. You are the
Amazing.
best. Okay, ready?
Why not start out with a little vocal run? Like
I
that was
like
a
that.
good.
No,
That's
let's
good.
keep it rolling. We started out with that. Welcome, you guys. Hello. I was just working my, I don't know, my Mariah, Christina. Who did the finger?
Oh,
Ooh, wow.
Christina Aguilera does that. I think they all do it. Really?
Wow. Right?
Yeah.
Did I just nail that or what?
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. This is That's So Fucked Up, a podcast about cults, murder, and other generally fucked up stuff. We are your hosts. I'm Ashley Richards.
And
No, sorry. We are your hosts. I'm Ashley Love Richards.
I'm Fallon Maury.
There we go. There we go. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like, no, you may not introduce yourself.
No. You hold on. Now I'm ripping paper. Can't do that. No, you shall remain nameless. Just kidding. Okay. Fallon, Ashley, that's us. This is the podcast. And what's up, right?
What's up? Right. We're recording this couple days before Christmas. We're in our Christmas cheer to
Uh-huh.
get us in the murder spirit, I guess.
I know. That's what I was thinking. I was like, these are very cheery items for such a kind of fucking bummer of a story. But hey,
But we're in better spirits than we were when we recorded the episode coming out on New Year's, for sure.
we are in better spirits than we've been in a few days because sometimes that's a great thing about content creation, you guys, is you have to stop crying and you have to laugh and smile. And sometimes if you force laughing and smiling, it feels real like it does right now. Like I'm not forcing it, but like
Okay.
I did get myself into the recording mood. I was like, make a coffee, go take a shower, stop crying. It's been a rough week, you guys. Like, hello, holidays. Anybody else?
Yeah. It's not an easy time of year under the
Oh,
best circumstances. You add a little extra stress into that boiling pot, and that's that. Cat in the Hat. It's makes for a rough day.
that's that. Ash in the Hat.
Ash in the Hat.
I'm wearing a Santa hat today, you guys. Although I do know that this is coming out probably a month or two after Christmas. So they're like, we don't give a shit. But hey, fucking happy new year then. Okay.
You said hey like you're gonna say something really like angry, like then hey, fucking happy new year,
Hope
guys.
you guys are really enjoying it so far.
She said begrudgingly.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Anyway, you should play Murder
Bingo.
Bingo.
Yes.
You should, which you can find at tsfuthepodcast.com. Click play with
Yeah.
us.
Sha. Hey, real quick, you got to show them your sweater better again.
Oh,
Peggy P didn't see it.
okay. Let me move everything out of the way. Hold on.
Oh, there we go. It's socks over a fireplace. Yeah, wow. That is a long sweater. And they light up. The lights on the hearth, I suppose you might call it. I don't know.
Well, like I said, I've been wearing it every year since I was pregnant with my second kid. So at one point, this sweater had a 7.5 month pregnant belly under it.
I'm
And
gonna send you an
also
oh, sorry.
now I wear it because it's so soft and it's so old. It's possible that it's never been washed because I always wear it once and put it back in the box. So
Alan,
I don't know. I'm just dirty, okay?
I'm sending you a new Christmas sweater.
No.
I want my dirty old pregnant one. All right, fine. You do you. Okay, murder bingo. I'm gonna play it. I'm excited. Thank you for reminding me. TSFUthepodcast.com.
Click play with us. And for our friends who are here with us today, play with us. You play with us. Tell us if you get bingo.
Yeah, you guys. Tell us if you get bingo.
Yep.
And
And
I
for the
don't
people,
know. Maybe
and for the
something exciting will tell
sorry.
us. Oh, this isn't gonna go in the recording anyways. Go ahead, Fallon.
Oh, I was just gonna say for the people listening to the recording, we are recording live on YouTube. So if you ever want to join us, it's usually Fridays at 4 Eastern and some other time where Ashley is.
Yeah, it's okay. We don't need to confuse people with multiple time zones. You guys can figure it out. Okay, so Peggy P loves bingo. Thank you very much, Peggy.
Awesome.
I do too. I think it's so fun. And yeah,
Are
I
we
think it's
ready to
always
do it?
a cool yeah, and it's always a cool way to be like, whoa, everything is a cult, or whoa, all serial killers are mostly the same. And then
Yeah.
fucked up bingo is just wild when you can actually get a bingo because it has to require so many weird things to come together.
I know. I haven't gotten to play Fucked Up Bingo yet, and I really want to play it
Oh,
sometime. So next time you tell a story, I'm playing that one.
right.
Regardless of topic, I'm playing Fucked Up
Okay.
Bingo.
Do it. Good. Okay. Well, I've got murder bingo pulled up. So
Let's do it.
I'm ready, Freddy.
Okay. So I'm going to start from the tippy top. And we're going to actually, no, we're not. We're not going to start from the tippy top. I take that back. We're going to start from the end and then go back to the top. So on August 7th, 1939, in Camden, New Jersey, near Camden High School, the police found a body in a clump of weeds. The body was of a young woman who had been beaten, strangled, and had her head bashed in with a rock. She was wearing a nice dress, a diamond ring, and a corsage of white and red roses. And even though she had some facial disfigurement, the police immediately recognized who she was. And a couple hours later, her father confirmed that this was Wanda Drowecki, who was only 18 years old when she was murdered.
I know the basics of this story, and it is literally the epitome of, I was just going to say, it's so fucked up. It is so fucked up.
It is so fucked up.
She died very young, and from what I know, I'm not going to say it. I think you said it good earlier in a text message. Oh, this story could just be called blank. And I
Well,
was like, yeah. Yeah.
so should I leave the reveal toward the end or to say it now?
I think drop it like it's hot. Let's go. I
Yeah.
want to know what the fuck's up.
Right. So what I texted Ashley was this story could just be called Dad's an Asshole because it would soon come to light that Wanda's own father had paid to have her murdered.
For the whopping price of 50 cents. That is
What?
I feel like I'm not even joking. This is going to sound like a joke, but I feel like that fucking price is insulting.
So
You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, what is somebody's life worth? 50 fucking cents? Whatever. Okay. I know.
so
He's the worst, this guy.
I don't know if it makes you feel better, but the 50 cents was sort of like a down payment for expenses. And there was a promise of more money later on.
So this isn't current. If somebody gave me 50 cents, that wouldn't be down payment for jack shit.
Right. So this happened in 1939. So in that time, it would have been about $7.50. So like get yourself, or this time it would have been like $7.50. Like go get yourself some McDonald's and then kill this person for me, basically.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
For less than fucking $10?
Yeah. Sometimes your Starbucks costs more than that. I mean, it is insulting a little bit.
No, no, it's like Sophia said, it's degrading.
I can't see what anybody's saying.
Hmm. Okay, well, I'm telling you. That's what Sophia said.
She's like, duh, like you can clearly read in the white space
I
beside
thought
you.
I thought you could.
I cannot.
Okay.
Um, so let's back up. That was that was a rewind sound. It wasn't very good.
I got it.
Sorry. Wanda lived with her father, Walter. Wanda lived with her father, Walter Drowecki, who had emigrated to the U.S. from Poland in 1913. After he got to the U.S., he established his own church about 10 years later because he was a pastor.
Oh, cute. He was a godly man.
I mean, obviously not, but he played at one. He pretended to be one, at least for a job.
Well, look, I'm not saying this is across the board, but I would maybe argue that a lot of men who even believe themselves to be godly men who are in positions of power, um, if they think, because yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see a little bit, but I think that a lot of people use religion and God as an excuse to be abusive, and then I think that other people actually get very indoctrinated into kind of biblical beliefs and things, and then will go to extremes because of it instead of to achieve something else. So I don't know. I don't know in this situation. I feel like I'm kind of rambling actually. Sorry, I'll shut up.
You're good. You're going to find out that what he did was a little tied to his beliefs of what he thought how people should or should not act. So you're not too far off. So he was the priest of the reverend of the Congregation of Christ Baptist Church in Camden when Wanda was killed. He was a zealous preacher who was sometimes called Iron Mike. So his name was not Mike, his name was Walter, but
Iron Mike? That sounds like a fucking boxer's name or
like a
something.
wrestler name.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Hey, what's up, Pastor Iron Mike?
Sorry, I had to clear my throat.
Pim. It took me a second to think of what that acronym would be. What's up, Pim?
Pastor Iron Mike. I think they
Yeah.
just called him Iron Mike,
That's ridiculous.
or maybe not to his face.
I
Okay,
hate
so
I hate it regardless. Okay.
right. As I go through here, just keep in mind this was in 1939, so the wealth of information on this case is not well, it's not a wealth of information. It's like a tiny bit of information. So
Mhm.
we got what we got. Wanda was the oldest of three children. Her two younger siblings aren't really talked about in any articles, but at one point we see the father talking to them and convincing them like he didn't do anything wrong. But that's really all you hear about her siblings during any articles or anything about this. Because this crime was so long ago, unfortunately, we don't know a lot about her personality, the things she liked or disliked, how her relationship with her family was. We only know a little, which is really unfortunate because she was so young. But many described her as quiet, kind, and someone who went to church regularly that had no steady boyfriend and did not cause a lot of trouble. However, according to some people, she was very popular with boys, and especially this upset her dad, who sometimes heard her called Wild Wanda by other people. And I think it was just that she was pretty and people paid attention to her. She interacted with a lot of people. She was a minister's daughter. She was constantly in contact with people. So
I
she had
kind of feel like she wasn't called Wild Wanda though. I feel like he's making that up. Oh, well, she was really bad, and part of the reason I know that is because I heard her called Wild Wanda.
yeah.
Okay, Mike. No, you know what? Walter. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. He's kind of crap. So
Kind
in
of? Okay.
100% crap. Okay. Kind of just like sarcastically saying kind of, but kind
Right.
of meaning like, he's super crap. Cut all that out. You don't need to explain the word kind of. I like sorry. I was in the middle of it and I was lost in my words and I was like, "Oh my god, when am I going to get out of the swamp? I'm so stuck right
Where the
here."
fuck am I? Quicksand all around.
I'm in ADHD quicksand right now.
This is the behind the scenes goods, you guys. Except for like literally we fucking reel it in for you guys when it's not live. We're much more unhinged. So if
We-
you think this is entertaining, whoa. Right.
So sorry. So interestingly enough, in the year before her murder, she was in not one but 3 different life-threatening situations before she was finally murdered, which to me seems shady because I'll let you listen to them, but I think that these may have been attempts her dad was trying to make on her life before he finally succeeded. You can decide for yourself. So first, remember she was killed on August 8th or 9th. No, so she was killed on August 7th. On Valentine's Day of the same year.
Hold on, sorry. Can you say that? My fucking phone, I dropped it, and there's probably me like making wrestling noises in the background. So I'm gonna mute myself. Okay.
So remember that Wanda was found on August 7th of 1939. And on Valentine's Day of that year, Wanda had been walking with a friend that she knew. Her friend was 11 years old, so a lot younger than her. The two of them were offered a ride by a stranger and accepted, which I guess stranger danger, maybe not as big of a thing back then. However, when it appeared that the person might have had bad intentions, they clawed their way out of the car, escaped into the road, and the police found them running back into town. They never found the man. The police never found the person that tried to get away with them in his car.
I'm sorry. You said she gets an attack or an attempted attack on her 3 times before she
finally gets murdered. So that's one.
That's definitely her dad.
Yeah. Wait for the next one.
Okay.
In April, but there's more. There's
more, Ashley.
There's more. So April of 1939, she was actually kidnapped by 2 men. They gagged her and took her into their vehicle and started to drive out of town with her. They attempted to, trigger warning. They attempted to sexually assault her. They did not. They attempted it. You're talking on mute if you're saying this to me.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, I just think maybe if we say trigger warning live, we should give like 5 seconds in case people want to like mute or something, you know?
Because I started saying it and you were just like silently going. And I was like
oh, well, maybe we should let's take a little pause real quick. Sorry, guys.
I got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? So
yes.
Right. Or you could just say like, oh, but because I guess wouldn't we say in the show like skip ahead 5 seconds or something? Or what would
yeah.
Okay.
That's a good point. So they did. Okay, let me go back. So they had attempted to sexually assault her. They were not successful, and they beat her though and threw her from the car into a rural area. She spent weeks recovering in the hospital from a skull fracture she suffered as a result of it.
And was it a foiled murder plan?
We don't know that until later, but she was shown multiple mugshots of men that it could have been that she was not able to identify despite seeing everything that they had to show her of people they thought it could be.
2 questions. Where's her mom?
I'm getting there, but I can get there sooner.
No. That's okay. I forgot my next question, so please continue.
So, and then on August 1st, which was just 7 days before her murder, a young man had shown up at her home 6 different times and was banging on her door, demanding that she go to a store with him in town to use the telephone. Knowing that there was no telephone at that store, she refused to go with him, and he shouted basically, "You better pick up that phone when I answer," or something to that effect. And then he left her alone. So there was this threatening person like out at her door trying to get let in and take her somewhere with him.
What the fuck, man? Oh my god, she must have just been scared the entire last year of her life. That is
Yeah,
so sad.
yeah, exactly. And what's sadder is that just a year before her murder, so before all of this started happening to her, her mother passed away suddenly at the breakfast table one morning. Just died. And her cause of death was ruled as some type of pneumonia, but there is a strong suspicion that it may have been arsenic poisoning, though that was never substantiated because her father inherited a life insurance payout after her mother passed away.
Definitely Walter. 100,000% that was fucking Walter. This motherfucker. Wait, is it 3 or more to be a serial killer? It's hard to figure out. I've looked on websites and it's different. Sometimes it says 2, sometimes it says 3.
It's I've always heard three or more within like a certain time frame, but I think it varies depending on, you know.
Wait, I think if it's a certain time frame, like a short time frame, that makes them a spree killer.
Yeah,
And then if
that's
it's
right.
like a serial killer could kill 3 or 4 people over 40 years, but they're still a serial killer, right?
That's right. You're totally right.
I know, right?
So I mean, you did write a whole category of questions for a board game on this. So you are the
Yeah.
lady. So and also a few weeks before her murder, her father reported that he had received a call from a man who said to tell Wanda to shut up or Wanda will be killed, presumably meaning about her attack where she had suffered all those injuries.
God.
Wanda's dad reported, or sorry, I'm in the wrong spot in this. Sorry. Go back. Hey everyone, welcome to the brain.
Well,
Okay.
welcome to the podcast. Where am I?
Wanda was found on August 7th, as we mentioned, and at first she was not easily identified because she had disfiguring facial bruising due to her injuries. However, after a short time, the police were pretty sure it was her. She had been found near a known lover's lane, which was just 8 blocks from her home. And though she was wearing a diamond ring and necklace when she was found, there was no purse or anything near the body. And since nobody took the items off of her, they didn't think it was a crime for a robbery, right? Like she didn't have all her valuables stolen.
Right. So theft wasn't the motivation,
Right.
obviously. Maybe was it? Well, obviously we think that it was her fucking stupid dad hiring these people.
Yeah,
But
they think that a little later, but at first they were just like, who would do this? Because she was like viciously beaten and
but not
strangled.
but not sexually assaulted.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And she was found with all her clothes on.
Yeah.
So her father was at a tent revival service across the river when she was found. He was casting out the devil from someone.
Oh my god, fucking psycho. He's one of those like snake oil fucking tent preachers that's like, oh, Jim Jonesing it, pulling out fucking raw chicken and being like, wouldn't he pull raw chicken out and be like, I just ripped the cancer out of your body?
Yep.
What the fuck, man? So he's that kind of
Yeah.
preacher.
Iron Mike, the revivalist
Iron
preacher.
Mike. Nice.
So a little later that same morning, because I guess this happened at night, around 1:30 in the morning, Wanda's dad goes to the police station to report his daughter missing. He said that she had left home the previous evening and she was planning to buy ice cream and stockings, but she had never come home. And the police were like, we have something we think you should see. So they immediately invited him to the morgue, and he viewed the body and identified her positively as his daughter, Wanda. He was sobbing as he did so and said something like, "Oh my Lord," he fainted. He really laid it on pretty thick.
All right, enough with the fucking theatrics, Walter. You're on mute.
I was trying to get off mute. I put myself on mute to clear my throat while you were yelling at Walter. So the police start to investigate, and they don't have a lot of suspects. Everything they have is really basic and circumstantial. What they do realize, though, right away is that, Walter the preacher, Iron Mike, is pretty shady. So he had been convicted of being a paper hanger. I don't know what that means, but essentially he was convicted of passing out counterfeit $5 bills a couple of years before. He was also currently awaiting trial at the time of Wanda's death for an arson case where he was believed to have burned down a building he owned to get insurance money.
Oh, like he killed his fucking wife for insurance money? Hey,
And
sorry. Yeah.
go ahead.
You can answer my question. I'll let you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'll let you answer me. Yeah, so yes, exactly. So like he killed his wife for insurance money.
Right.
See, it wasn't that hard of an answer, actually. Never mind.
Real quick, Peggy P and I from the YouTube live editor, you can leave that in just, sometimes so the listeners can be like, oh, what? That sounds fun. Peggy P and I Peggy P and I here from the YouTube live are both wondering if Pops was educated and how did he do in school? Just for no reason. We're just both wondering.
No ulterior motive. We're just curious. Dad, there is no facts about Walter's early life other than he was a Polish immigrant. He came to the US in 1913, and by I think 1926 he had started his own congregation and ended up in Camden at this he ended up in Camden at the location where he killed his daughter by the mid 1930s.
Right. Like Sophia said, grifters be grifting. What's up, you guys in the chat? Just want to say hi and want to say to all of our listeners, you guys, we have people in the chat right now talking to us while we're recording this episode. Oh my God. How cool is that? Get in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. Also, I want to go back to Iron Mike.
Also, yeah, sorry. Mm-hmm.
Or my son, he pronounces words different sometimes, and so he says "also" and not "also." So when he tells you a story, he says "also," and so yeah, "also." There's more about this guy. So before the family had moved to Camden, this holy man had been accused of assault. He had fractured a young boy's jaw with a broomstick because he was mad at him for playing a loud baseball game.
This guy is just a straight psycho.
Yes. He was
hold on.
A womanizer.
He burned down his own factory or another a fucking factory for insurance money. He killed his wife for insurance money. He killed his daughter for being too wild. He beat a child with a broom and before he killed his daughter, he had her assaulted multiple times.
We think. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that the other three were probably failed attempts at doing what he had been trying to do.
Yeah, nobody gets assaulted 4 times in a year, just I mean, and if anybody is listening and is like, actually, I have, go fuck yourself. I don't know. Should we? I don't know. Sometimes I just get like, is that was that bad?
Should we?
Listen, let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. I think generally, if somebody gets assaulted 4 times in 1 year, it's probably not coincidental.
No. Especially here where we find out that he ended up paying somebody to kill her. So I think it's pretty clear that this was a pattern or a lead up.
Well, yeah, also plus all the other stuff that you just fucking mentioned.
Yeah, plus also he's an absolute psychopath already.
Yeah. Terrible, terrible person.
So a witness for the police, they're still trying to figure out who might have done this. And a witness for the police said that they had seen Wanda standing in front of a bank on the last day of her life in downtown Camden. And she looked like she was probably waiting for someone. Another witness said that they saw a large tow-headed or blonde man approach her from across the street. And what's interesting is that in the few months before her murder, her father had hired a man named Peter Shuchuk, who was a large, blonde-haired ex-carnival worker. He was 20 years old, and he had actually become Wanda's kind of on-again, off-again boyfriend.
Wait. Is this the guy who killed her?
Yes, it will be. So
he was her fucking kind of boyfriend?
Oh, it's worse because he had been hired by her dad, and he's the one that like nursed her back to health after her traumatic head injury.
Okay, I'm sorry. Like I'm just cracking up now because it's happening. That thing where like my mind is too overwhelmed with like awfulness. Like what the fuck is happening?
Well, yeah, this story is worse than you thought.
This is not even. This is like not even real. This doesn't sound like it can be a true story. It sounds like a fucking movie. So also Peggy just said, wait, what did you say? Circus worker?
He was. In some of the articles, they were like the carny, and I'm not going to call him that because I feel like it's pejorative against people who work for carnivals, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But yeah,
right, but there's a headline though, right? Murderous carny.
I'm sure. But it sounded like he legitimately loved her because what happened was the police have this one possible suspect, right? So they can't find him because he stayed clear. Shuchuk stayed clear of town for nearly a week after the murder. And so they couldn't question him. As soon as he got back into town, they brought him in and they gave him one cigarette. In exchange for one cigarette, he confessed everything.
So this guy murders the girl that or is he just pretending to be into her? Or you think you think he really liked her?
I'm getting there. Can I tell you the next
part? Fine. Okay, but no, fine. Okay, you go.
He exchanged his whole testimony in exchange for one cigarette. He admitted that Iron Mike had met with him the night before the murder in Philadelphia, and he had told him to kill Wanda. Shuchuk was considered to be kind of really an impressionable guy. He was a little slow. He may have had some, I don't want to say slow. He may have had some like learning difficulties, and he was very impressionable. The Reverend, even though he wasn't like, he didn't want to do it because he was in love with Wanda, he thought, but the Reverend convinced him that Wanda was carrying his baby and that it would be a huge scandal that would ruin all of them. And so she had to be killed. And after that, he was like, oh, I guess that's true. Like she has to be killed.
No, you're definitely like not mentally with it. If somebody is just like, hey, I know you're in love with my daughter, but she's pregnant, and that's just gonna it's gonna give us all a bad name. So why don't you murder her instead? And he's like, well, gee, pastor.
I guess I gotta.
Are you fucking kidding me? Hold on. Was dad a drinker?
I don't think so.
Was this guy a drinker? Was anybody abusing substances?
They do not specify, so I guess do with that what you will.
Was the dad involved in the search party?
I mean, he's the one who went and reported her missing, but she was already found. There was no searching. She was just found.
Right. Okay.
So he said that Iron Mike met with him the night before and gave him 50 cents for expenses. That would be somewhere over $7 in today's money. Her father had repeatedly said, this was according to Shuchuk, choke her, hit her with a rock, twist her neck, just make sure she's done. Nice dad.
God doesn't even fucking bother to. Okay. And all right. Not that any of this is in any way okay, but the fact that he had her live in terror and be assaulted multiple times before she was actually murdered, and he didn't fucking buy him a gun or something and say, hey, just take her out back and like give her one to the brain. Not that that would be cool at all, but just like the fact that he's okay with her being heinously murdered, not even just okay with it, but it seems like that's what he wants.
Yeah, like he definitely had zero regard for her life. I don't think that he probably thought of her as a daughter, or that he was such a psychopath that he was incapable of feeling something like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously he's psychotic.
Shuchuk said that he met with her and he took her for a walk away from town toward the Lover's Lane where she was found. And then there he beat and strangled her. And then just to make sure she was dead, he crushed her skull with a rock. After he did, he listened to her heart to make sure that it stopped and she was dead, which is something the Reverend instructed him to do. Absolute psychopath.
That is so macabre.
Ugh. He said that he was supposed to receive $100 from the Reverend when it was over, but obviously they found her body, they got him right away, and the scheme went through. The scheme fell through.
What would $100? Sorry, what would $100 be now?
I didn't look that up.
Whatever, though, it's still nothing.
They brought this is where the wheels come off. So they bring her dad to the jail. He sees Shuchuk sitting in prison, falls apart, and confesses the whole thing. They find out
Walter does,
yeah.
Sorry, for recording purposes, let's do that again.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Walter does?
Yeah, Walter. Iron Mike.
Ugh. Ugh. What? That's a dumb nickname, and I refuse to use it.
Okay. I'm like, okay.
I hate him.
I do too. That's why I said I was I was typing this out and I was like, ugh, it should just be called Dad's an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
So they find out he had apparently taken out 5 different insurance policies on Wanda.
No way.
Some of the news articles say that it was all over one insurance policy for $2,600. Some say that it was for, some of the sources say it was for $12,000. I think all told it was much higher because there were 5 different small policies.
And real quick, it looks like it would be about $1,400. The $100.
Oh, okay.
So
he probably 14,000, right?
No, I don't think so. 50 cents is $7. I don't think 14,000. This guy was doing shit for a Big Mac and a cigarette like the whole time.
There's a website where you can $50
no, 50 cents.
No,
I feel you guys help us math.
I was pulling up the calculator because there's an inflation calculator. So the amount, I put this into an inflation calculator. $100 in 1939 is worth $2,209 today.
So he was going to do it for $2,300
Yep.
and then gave it all up for a cigarette and took $7 as a down payment.
Actually $11, but still $10 for somebody's life.
That it's degrading.
So get this. One of the insurance policies was taken out 3 weeks before that attempted kidnapping where she was badly injured. The other life insurance policy was taken out on her 3 weeks prior to her death.
Not sus at all.
Yeah. It only took the court 1 month. It only took them 1 month to take him. It only took them 1 month to take him to court for the murder of his daughter. The state wanted to execute him, so the judge couldn't accept a guilty plea. They wouldn't accept him pleading guilty because they wanted to try for the death penalty against him.
Wait, they only took 1 month to do what?
Get him from being arrested to go to court. Like, sometimes it takes months and years to prepare a defense. They had him in court in 30 days.
Okay. Well, good. Yeah. Get rid of this fucking vermin.
Apparently, the court heard from nearly 100 witnesses, other people in town who'd reported that he'd tried to hire them to hurt or kill his daughter, but they had refused. There was one person named John Popolo who, during his trial, testified that the Reverend had offered him $1,000 or half of one of the insurance policies to grab her and choke her. Later on, though, some sources say that John Popolo was probably one of the two men that attacked her and took her in his vehicle. He says he refused during court, but there are some sources that went back and were like, no, I'm pretty sure he actually tried to do something.
Yeah, also it'd kind of look better for you if you said it refused.
Yeah. Well, of course, you're not going to be like, I did, but we only got to hit her in the head. Like, it's probably not going to go that far. Even though Walter had offered 6 different confessions when he was arrested, on the stand, he tried saying it was all Shuchuk's idea. And he said that the reason he had confessed before was that the police had beaten the earlier confessions out of him.
Yeah, right. I bet nobody laid a finger on him.
No.
Wait, maybe you're getting to this, but I think in the book that I was reading, they mentioned how like some detectives on the case said that they had always that they weren't surprised that Wanda was dead because they had figured that Wanda was destined to die because she had been assaulted so many times.
I actually didn't see anything like that, but I did see that somebody at one point had mentioned that if she had kept up with the lifestyle she had, which was apparently hanging out with boys sometimes, that she might end up being beaten or worse, which ultimately happened to her.
That's wow, that's pretty fucked up that they're like, oh, if she keeps up this lifestyle of
Can you say that again? My can snap, sorry.
It's okay. That is so fucked up that they're like, oh, if she keeps living this lifestyle of hanging out with boys, isn't it not Wanda's problem for hanging out with boys? Isn't it boys' problem for probably being bound to beat or fucking whatever Wanda? Like, what the fuck? They're like, well, Wanda shouldn't be hanging out with all those boys. Oh my God. But yeah, I did hear that some local authorities, when they knew that Wanda was dead, they weren't surprised at all because they were like, well, we figured that girl was destined to die because she kept coming so close that.
Wow. Yeah. So he ultimately, Shuchuk said that the Reverend had told him, I'm not going to call him that because he doesn't deserve to be called
a Reverend. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
No reverence for him.
Shuchuk had said that Walter had said that one of the reasons that she should be killed, obviously, in addition to the baby thing, was she was potentially going to embarrass him because he found her lifestyle and her behavior out of line. And as a reverend, he didn't think that his daughter should be, cavorting with boys and like living a wild lifestyle. So that was his whole rationale, was my daughter acts a little wild, so I'm going to have her murdered. Bananas.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He was found guilty, obviously, and 1 year later, he was executed for his daughter's murder in the electric chair. It made him the first minister or clergy person in New Jersey to ever be executed for a crime.
Good. That
Within
motherfucker deserved it.
It was swift justice in that case. 1 year, bang, done.
And if he really did believe in the things that he preached, then he definitely believed that he was going to a fiery and brimstony hell. You know what, though? He probably didn't believe that because, well, maybe he just thought if he got to the pearly gates and was like, come on, dude, I was your homeboy. I asked forgiveness. Maybe he thought that would be chill. Or maybe he just really didn't believe in heaven or hell. And that's why he wasn't afraid to go. I don't know.
Who knows? Shuchuk was convicted in a separate trial, but he was only sentenced to life in prison, which was a lighter sentence than the father was, and he was released in 1958. So around, by the time the trial was over, closer to 18 years in prison.
Yeah, I don't think so. Like, he viciously, brutally murdered somebody for $10. Usually
Right.
when they give people parole, it's like, okay, do we think you're going to be a danger to society? No or yes. This man is willing to fucking murder somebody for a Big Mac. I think it's pretty safe
Right.
to say he's dangerous.
I agree. And he had the physical stature to be able to kill somebody. Wanda was pretty tiny. They said she was around 5'2", but still, like, it takes a big person to, overcome any adult human and kind of quickly subdue and hurt them. So I think he should have been considered extremely dangerous, especially if he's so impressionable that all it takes, supposedly, is somebody saying to him, I think this is going to be embarrassing, so you need to kill her. Like,
Right.
what the fuck?
This is a bad look. Do you want
Yeah.
$7? Sure.
Yeah, this is a bad look. Go get yourself a chicken sandwich and then murder my daughter. Like, bananas.
Yeah, sounds good.
What? So unfortunately, that is the end of this. Well, fortunately, the story ends with Walter getting the justice he deserved, even if it doesn't do anything to bring Wanda back. It's sad that we don't know more about her because it was so long ago, but it's a crazy, crazy story.
That is so insane. I feel like that's one of the crazier fucking stories I've heard, and it blows my mind that it's not known, that I had to randomly read about it, just a little aside about it in another book.
Right. It's so strange too, because all that you can find in most little clips is like the 50 cent for hire murder. But I had to subscribe to a new newspaper to get some longer stories and then like dig up like where they got their facts. So I didn't really open the rest of the can of worms and realized that she had been assaulted or attempted to be assaulted like 3 times in one summer. February, March, and August. And no, February, April, and August.
I just cannot fucking believe the consistent absolute panic she must have been living in.
Right. And
I mean, one fucking attempted assault. Then 2, 3. How?
And she was obviously pretty like smart and pretty scrappy, because the first time it happened, she clawed her way out and got away and ran away from her potential captors. The second time she recovered from a brain injury and survived through a huge ordeal. And the third time she was smart enough to not go with a guy who was trying to get her out of the house. So she's not a dumb lady. And she thought this guy was just coming to pick her up for a walk. It's just makes me so mad. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
What
Makes
the
me so mad.
fuck?
Did anyone get bingo?
I did not get bingo, but I did knock out like 9 squares.
That's good. It's hard if they're not like a serial killer with a weird fetish and, bad grades or something.
Well, generally murder bingo is a really good way to identify a serial killer.
But he did set fires. I mean,
I know, I bet I don't have that on my board today. So
I had it last time and
see, that's what's really cool, and also what makes it harder. The bingo board is not everybody gets the same board.
Yeah, that's amazing. So cool.
I know, right? So cool. Thanks. Pardon me.
Well, Merry Christmas. There you go.
Well, Merry Christmas. Oh, what? Hold on. Fallon.
Yes.
Peggy P wants to know if he represented himself in court.
Hold on. I don't think so.
Okay.
But let me see. No, he had lawyer.
Okay.
He did not represent himself.
Sorry, Pego. Sorry, Pego. No bingy this time. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's end the episode real quick.
Yeah.
Fallon. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for listening. My goodness, that was wow, what a piece of fucking just human absolute garbage. Hashtag we hate Walter.
Yeah. That is today's hashtag.
Yeah. So yeah, go to our website. It's cool stuff there. Go to our website, tsfuthepodcast.com. Good stuff there. You can find our bingo, all about us, Patreon, everywhere you can listen to us, all of our social media, lots of good stuff. So thank you guys for listening, and we will catch you
After the holiday.
On the flippity flop. No, this is already after the
The
holiday.
last one I just edited said after the flippity flap. I feel
really?
Yes.
Did I say that or did you?
I said the flip flap and you said the flippity flap and then we ended.
Oh, well, maybe that's just what's up right now.
That flippity flop is so hot right now.
So hot right now. You know what, you guys? This has been really fetch. You guys are fetch as fuck. Thanks for listening. We love you. And see you next week. No, actually, we'll see you sooner probably, because I don't know, because we release a lot of stuff.
All right.
Yeah. What?
All right. Just remember, it's not a college podcast. Bye.
Bye. What? Good stuff. Nice. Good job, Fallon.
Thanks. It was crazy.
What a fucking, I hate that guy more than a lot of people.
Yeah. He was like, I'm going to make some money and kill somebody. The arson thing isn't working out for me.
I'll just kill my wife instead. And my daughter.
Bonkers.
Oh, God. Okay, let's get to some comments. Hey, you guys, thanks for sticking with us. That was a fucking wild one.
Yeah, that was crazy. I've gotten all the really weird, bummer, violent, depressing.
You have, but then you've also picked those. I noticed that all of the topics upcoming you've picked are all super bummer murders and stuff.
Well, the one I picked was a cold case. I have 2 that I picked that are cold cases, which I always find fascinating because they've done a bunch of cool work on them and then they don't they're not solved yet.
I hate cold cases. I understand that they're
Oh.
important, but the lack of closure like really bothers me. But
Oh.
I don't dictate your choices. You know, you do you.
I just throw out ideas and hope some of them stick.
Anybody? Bueller.
But we do have some like fun cults and stuff coming up too. So it's not all murder.
No. I mean, I like never do murder. I so rarely murder, you know.
I mean,
Um
I'm glad.
Sophia said, so it's daddy shittiest. And then
Yes.
like instead of mommy dearest, daddy
Yes.
shittiest.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Brian said, so he decided to save her soul by having her offed.
I think it was less about like, I think that she's going to hell and I'm saving her soul. I think it was more like, I think she's going to embarrass me and I'm a fragile dude and I need to have her offed. That's very much the vibe that he gave people. Because every time he approached people, he'd be like, my daughter's too wild. Can you take $1,000 to choke her out? Like,
yeah, it sounds like he asked anybody who would listen to. Hey, what's up, Bill? You had a good Easter? Did you enjoy the service?
I read
Great.
I read an article that was like, it was retyped because it was a 1939 article from when they were in court, and they were like, they called at least 100 witnesses, maybe close to 100 witnesses, and numerous people said that he had approached them asking to kill her.
Just like
He was just shopping the
no big
idea around.
deal.
Yeah, he wanted to get quotes.
Peggy P says he has a low bar for payments with
50 cents.
50 cents and one cigarette.
Well, the one cigarette was the police. They handed over.
But still, that's a pretty
low that
bar.
Guy.
He's like, oh, so if I confess to murder, I can have that smoke?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take it. Yep, did it. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Oh, that's wow.
Yeah. They called him in and handed him a cigarette, and he was like, all right, that's settled. Tell me everything. I'll tell you everything you want to know.
And he couldn't so he knocked her up and marriage wasn't an option.
Oh, I forgot to mention that. She wasn't even knocked up. That was a lie.
Oh, well, I figured, but
yeah.
But like in Homie's head, he was like, oh, she's knocked up and that's going to make her a fucking, unclean woman or whatever. Well, then I could marry her and that would solve that.
But in 1939, things were a lot different. And I think you would have run into the whole, they got married and 5 months later she had a baby. So clearly she got pregnant before they were married, and it still embarrasses everybody, right? Because that was a big deal back in the day.
Yeah. Martin said, crazy story. That's some primo Christmas storytelling. Great job.
Thanks, Martin.
Yeah, great job, Fallon.
It was a creepy topic. I was like, man.
Fun one for Christmas. Well, we just kind of, I don't know how we pick. Sometimes we pick by this will be really fun. And then other times we pick by like, oh, this is what needs to be recorded. And we just thought this was a crazy one, right?
Well, you were like, have you ever heard of this? Do you want to do this topic? Have you ever heard of this 50-cent murder for hire? And I was like, that's not a thing. And you were like, yes, the fuck it is. Check it out. I think you said that. Check it out. And when I look through the articles, they all kind of say the same thing. But I was like, I cannot believe that this is real. Like, even though he was going to do it for $100, that's still like, what?
No, that's still nothing. I think a hitman today, I don't know. I would think at least a couple. Yeah, no, I know. It's just, my guesstimate would be at least 20 grand.
I thought you were going to give us the going rate for Hitman today. I was going to be like,
just like my guess would be, in the several tens of thousands of dollars at least.
I mean, I would guess that most people are not going to agree to a Big Mac and an extra large fry to put their life on the line to kill another human being.
Yeah.
as for somebody else. I mean,
Yeah, no, he was all right, shoemaker or whatever.
Yeah.
Sophia said that's very premeditated and backhanded on Daddy Shittiest's part. Yeah, it's just like everything he did was so grossly premeditated and with just wanton abandon of any of her well-being whatsoever. He was like, I'm gonna murder you, and I don't even care if it's the worst murder possible.
well, and
Fucking whore.
I think it's interesting that ho ho ho. Yeah. Daddy's a hoe. And I think it's interesting that like it's obvious after you get to the end that she wasn't coincidentally attacked 3 times before she was killed. That was definitely him not finding the right person to get the job done.
Yeah, like maybe once before she was killed is a coincidence.
Right.
2 times is real far-fetched. 3 times is just that's not fucking possible that it's not orchestrated.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it has to be. It was extremely premeditated. Like the awfulness that woman went through for the last 8 months of her life. And I'm kind of bummed that I couldn't find enough articles to really learn more about her because
Yeah.
she seems kind of like she's a little badass a little bit. Like, I'm gonna have boyfriends. I can scratch my way out of a moving car. Like, damn girl.
I hope rest in peace, Wanda.
For real.
Amanda Amanda said, "Thank you and happy holidays, all." Yeah, you guys, happy holidays. If you have to go, thanks so much for coming. I'm broken, you guys. Yeah, and then Peggy asked, there weren't shotgun weddings in 1939, and that's actually what I was thinking.
Yeah, why couldn't they have just gotten married? But
I mean, I guess the thing about like, oh, they're showing, but like that's why people did shotgun weddings because it was like, okay, wasn't it like kind of like, all right, so people might find out that they fucked up, but like they're making it better.
But also, I'm thinking that Dad didn't want to offer that as an option because if the guy was like, "Oh, we're gonna get married because you're pregnant," she'd have been like, "I'm not pregnant," and then that blows Dad's like reasoning out of the water, right? He just wanted her dead. He didn't want her dead because he thought she was pregnant. He just used it as an excuse.
Right.
The police found no evidence that she was pregnant at the time of her death.
Ugh.
Crazy.
Brian said that's the way I thought the story was going to play out. Yeah, he said real early on, so he killed her. And said, you have to admit that would be a good plot for a movie, though. It would. Like, this is because it sounds so far-fetched that you would be like, no.
But in the movie, I would want like she escapes death and she goes into hiding and then she comes back and then she kills her dad.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. That's better. Yeah, Peggy P. I found it when I was reading The Real Lolita. It's a really good book about the kidnapping of Sally Horner, which inspired the book Lolita, which actually gave Robert Berchtold his whole fucking master plan to kidnap Jan Broberg. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. It's a documentary on there's a documentary on Netflix called Abducted in Plain Sight about the story. It's so good. There's also a show on Peacock called A Friend of the Family that Jan and her mom were producers on. So it's like ethical true crime because they were
part of it.
Yeah, they were cool with everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, but it's crazy because Robert Berchtold he takes Jan and he puts her in a Catholic girls' school and he calls her Dolly and he does all of these things that Humbert, the antagonist, I don't know, like he's a bad guy, but he's the main character.
Antagonist?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's an unreliable narrator. I know that.
Right.
But Robert Berchtold full on took so much out of the book Lolita And the book Lolita was so much taken from what happened to Sally Horner, because Sally Horner was also, I don't think she was actually called Dolly, but her whole kidnapping story is basically exactly what fucking happened to Sally Horner. And fucking Vladimir Nabokov, like, to his death was like, no, I didn't even know about that. It's like, you're a liar.
But
Anyways.
it was in that book. Did he reference?
Right. What? Yeah, it was in that book. I don't know why, actually.
This is why we're together. We just keep each other on the
Yeah,
on the
thanks.
path.
Like peanut butter and jelly. I don't know why that story got referenced. We are reading the book in book club, actually, and it was it was kind of funny because normally I'm the one with like the Pepe Silva board in the background trying to keep track of characters and shit. And in this book, in the real Lolita, there were so many characters to keep track of and like so many like little side stories, and most of the people in book club were like, what the fuck is going on? And I really impressed myself because by some magic understood. I was like, oh, it's these people are whatever. And, I don't always have that skill. We're reading a book right now. It's a true crime book. And I didn't realize until 2.5 hours into it that it's not a fiction book.
Oh.
Yeah. But
oof.
You're like, I don't even know what to say to that. No, I know. And I in the group chat, I was like, so why do we care about these people that they're introducing in the beginning? They're probably like, wow, Ashley, because they're humans who were affected by this. Yeah, I was like, why are we learning so much about Sarah and Cody? Why do I care who Stephanie Spranger is or something? And then I realized it's
oh
like
my
a
god,
pretty bummer real murder story. So hey guys, if you're into book clubs / documentary clubs, because reading a book every month is kind of a commitment. That happens on the Patreon for the low price of $5 a month. Patreon.com/TSFU. It's just one of you get the monthly book and documentary club where we read and we watch and then we talk and we hang. And then you get stickers and a keychain and a thank you card and a shout out and a discount on merch, ad-free episodes, access to 135 episodes that are not on the regular feed, Ash Learns the Bible, exclusive Patreon segment. Can you think of anything else, Fallon?
A mug, a t-shirt.
No. Whoa. No, that's just at the $5 level. Everything I just listed, $5 a month.
Sorry, that's $5.
What a fucking steal, right?
That is a steal.
Yeah. You get a mug at 15. You get a tote at 10. It's sick, you guys. Check it out. Patreon.com/TSFU. And hey, listen, I know money is tight. I get it, you guys. So at least please like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Go over and subscribe to the podcast, even if you don't listen to podcasts. But if you don't, like, oh my God, what are you doing? Podcasts are so good. And if you like this here, you're gonna love the podcast. And we do a lot more content over there.
And if you like these stories on the live and you want to share them with friends, but you don't want to share the whole YouTube, these do get released later as podcast episodes. So you can share the podcast episode with your friends. Cause like I had a friend that told me that she tells all her friends they have to listen to episodes. So she likes that she can download the ones that have been live too and share them.
Yeah. Well, we don't do not everything that is on the YouTube is on the podcast, and not everything that's on the podcast is on the YouTube.
No, just the ones that we call like a podcast live episode.
Yeah. If it's on the podcast, it'll say YouTube live in capital letters.
Yes.
Because we don't well, now we're just like, now I'm just saying all the, but well, because actually, it's like now I'm saying all the behind the scenes stuff. Not that it matters. I just think it's probably boring.
So yeah.
But well, yeah. So definitely, I think it's worth following the channel
Mhm.
and the podcast
Yep.
because there is a lot of different content. Some we do publish in both places, but um Peggy P, yes, that was my boyfriend in the test earlier. I did like 2 live tests earlier, Fallon, when I was right before I talked to you and cried.
Oh.
That's I had like a tech meltdown. I was like, "Oh my god, that's so hard." That's
I
what
was
she said.
scared. I was scared you were gonna message me because I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go out and walk my dog, and I was scared you were gonna be like, all right, I'm on, let's go, and I was gonna be like, ah,
Nah.
run, dogs. Anyway, well,
So
happy holidays, my friend and co-host and
yeah, well,
friends in the chat.
I will talk to you, I'm sure, like over the next
Nope,
few
cutting
days.
you off after this. Dark. No, I'm just kidding.
You know I have abandonment issues, and that's
I'm
rude.
totally kidding. I would never do that. Never.
I know.
I couldn't.
If Martin's still watching, Peggy P says you're cute. He does have an accent. He's from Denmark.
Go back to the podcast and listen to the episode about the diving, and Martin is on a whole episode. You get to hear his accent.
And
A
we
really
did
good episode.
Yeah, what was that? That was Ominous Oceans, right?
Ominous Oceans.
Which was That's So Fucked Up presents season, I don't know, but I think in July.
Yep.
Damn, I don't know how the fuck I remember that shit. It's crazy. I'm looking for a video for okay. You guys, this is actually super interesting. Me and Martin did a whole stream about AI, artificial intelligence. And that was really interesting. So you guys should check that out. And yeah, so Peggy P and everybody else, there's That's So Fucked Up. That's the main show. And then there's That's So Fucked Up Presents, where every month we dive into a different topic or maybe one case. It's generally a certain topic with 4 different episodes, but it has occasionally been one case where I've dove in really deep, like Jonestown, the murder of Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia. You guys, that is, besides the new F word, which me and Fallon did together, that was all about fundamentalism. And I was really proud of that because I had to learn a lot about Christianity and like understand it so that I wouldn't be an asshole. And that took us a lot of time and energy. But the Black Dahlia breakdown, me and my friend Sally, who is also a researcher, friend of the pod, who also, so she actually co-hosted Ominous Oceans with me, which is That's So Fucked Up Presents season. And she helped me research Black Dahlia Breakdown, which I co-hosted with my friend Megan, who's from Give Us Morgue podcast. And she has an Irish accent and she's a fucking hoot. So
yeah, she's hilarious.
I love her.
The episode that Martin is on from Ominous Oceans is episode 3, Deadly Deep Diving Disaster. Look at all that alliteration you got going on.
Love it.
And you get to hear Sally on that episode too. It was in July 27th.
Nice. Yeah. So, I mean, that's why we called the podcast That's So Fucked Up, because we talk, and that's also part of the reason, like this AI conversation that I had with Martin, that I was excited about YouTube, because some of it, like the AI thing, isn't as applicable to the show because like not that many people want to hear about it. But you guys, Skynet is here. Okay. This is important. This is not a test. Anyways. No, seriously though, you guys, like pay attention, wake up, sheeple, like fuck. So anyways, watch that video. But like we talk about diving disasters, shark attacks, AI, cults, murders,
Other generally stuff,
other
as we like
generally stuff.
as we like to say sometimes.
Uh-huh. Um, we just like to keep it broad and fucked over here. Actually, you know what's coming up, Fallon?
Yes.
It's a little it's a little treat for you and the listeners or the viewers. A little
Oh,
Easter egg.
the season you're gonna tell me about that I don't get to be on and I'm super jealous?
Oh no, I'm not gonna tell about that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you can be a
Because
small
I
part of
feel
it.
like you keep rubbing it in now.
You didn't even you didn't even tell me you wanted to be on that, Fallon. Look, you guys, this is
Well, you
us.
didn't ask.
You didn't invite me.
You're about to see
Wait,
me cry for real. No, I don't do that.
wait, I had a question. You do
Yes.
sometimes.
Yes.
Wait, what was it though?
You said, guess
Oh,
what? I'm gonna give you a sneak preview.
yeah, okay. Sophia said it's never an underfucked situation. No. It's always very
Not
overfucked.
not round here. Not around these parts.
Well, okay, so I know why I started talking about all
Get
the
back
weird
to
stuff
it.
we cover. Okay. I remember now. It's because I'm gonna watch a documentary. I know. It's crazy, you guys. I never do that. It's so weird. And Martin recommended it highly. And it's about the Ebola virus breakout that happened
Ooh.
in Africa in the early
1990s, right?
2000s. I don't know. I haven't watched the documentary yet, but apparently it is super fucked. So I'm going to cover that soon because
Whoa.
I mean I do like I like hearing about murders and stuff. Well, I, I don't like how that's phrased. I
Do
mean,
a whole season about plagues.
I do find these stories interesting, and I think it's like in this case, I feel like Wanda's story is so fucking unknown that this was like an important story to tell because nobody knows about this shit. And she had a terribly short life, which was filled with panic and terror and um assault. And so I think it's important to tell victims' stories who haven't, really been heard.
I agree.
But
I'm glad we told it.
also, why aren't we talking more about the 2014 Ebola breakout? That's fucked up. That's fucked up, dude. You can't even wait. Trust me.
I'm unpacking the sentence.
You can't even wait. It's been a long year.
I can't wait to see. Does this platform also take well, I'm like, does this
This
take
week's
pictures
been
of
a
our
long year.
faces? No, we're on video right now.
Mhm.
But some of the stills from this, it's just me looking at you over my microphone, like at least today.
Well,
That's all right.
that's I'm excited for the new year. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be
No,
amazing.
really, our friend Lindsay just said that 2013, according to astrology, not 2013, 2023, this year, this one that we're currently in, right?
At 23,
Yeah.
correct?
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got it.
This has been a year of hardship and like planting seeds. And next year,
Astrologically.
next year, the seeds are supposed to be sprouting and things are supposed to be awesome. So
That would be
knock
great.
on wood, you guys.
I hope so.
Also, did you even realize that your fucking shirt matches your background?
Me? No.
You didn't even think about the fact that you have bricks on your sweater and behind you?
Bricks on bricks, baby. No, I didn't even think about it because these are very like maybe
Does
this is what
anybody call cash bricks? Because I
no,
want to start doing it.
but maybe this is what they mean by stacks on stacks.
Dude,
This
I'm gonna start
situation
calling
right
money
here.
bricks. I'm gonna be like, that's a lot of bricks right there,
But they
baby.
also might think you mean like bricks of cocaine or bricks of,
You know what?
explosives. So
Yeah,
maybe be careful.
that's what's the thing. You never know what the fuck I mean. That's what keeps it hot and spicy.
Yep, it's spicy. It's been a spicy year.
That's how we keep it hot and spicy over here.
What is even happening
I
now?
don't know.
This is how we get before the holidays.
I think everybody was at work when we started, and now they're off because now we've had like 12 people watching for a little while. What's up, you guys? And now we're not really talking about anything interesting, or are we? Is
We're
this fascinating, you guys?
No.
No, not really. Well, that was good. What are you gonna do
Yeah.
for the rest of the day? It is 5:30.
I'm gonna hang out with my family. I'm gonna do some computer work I have to do, some internet posting, and I'm gonna make
Does that
cookies.
internet have to posting? Is that to
I
have
have
to do with the podcast?
Yeah.
That's great. I love when you post things on the internet for the podcast.
I know. Does it make you hot when I post
It
things?
really does. Love when things are posted on the internet about
I'm gonna cook.
us.
I'm gonna cook dinner for my little people, and tomorrow we're doing Christmas cookie extravaganza making day.
I want to come.
I know. I wish you lived closer. I would, let you at least stir the chocolate chips in. Wouldn't that
Maybe
be the
I'll have
best?
a fucking cookie party by myself.
Maybe that would be the best baking show ever.
Oh my God. Wait, maybe I could bake tomorrow on live. You guys, I'm not making any promises because I'm trying
Girl,
to
take
be
care of.
better to myself.
Take care
But
of.
if I decide to do cookies, I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. Whatever. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Just see what happens.
I don't want to talk about my flair.
Okay.
I don't like talking about my flair. Well, I'm gonna have some soup from a can. Pretty excited. It's Amy's organic soup, and I think I've got a lentil vegetable to try this evening.
I forgot to ask you in return what you were doing tonight, and so then suddenly out of nowhere you were like, "I'm gonna have some soup," and you settled into your chair like you were about to tell like a story out of a book. I'm gonna have soup.
She was gonna have it was a Friday night. She was gonna have the soup of vegetables and lentil.
She adjusted her Santa hat back off of her alabaster forehead and heated up her
Alabaster?
I don't know.
What
White.
does that mean?
White sparkling.
What does that mean?
I was just never mind. I think we're devolving quite
That's
quickly.
so forked up cookie edition. Yes. Oh my God. Will you bring your children on to live and make cookies with them? I don't know about that.
I don't want to bring my kids on live.
Yeah.
No.
But
my kids do want to know if we'll do a That's So Messed Up.
Well, that's what I was thinking. When are we
during the
going to do
holiday.
That's So Messed Up edition?
I don't know.
You guys,
week.
why don't we
can get online next week and talk for 20 minutes about aliens or dinosaurs or something.
You guys, do you have any kid-friendly ideas? Because we're going to do a That's So Messed Up, and it's going to be for Fallon and your children to watch if
it's going to be
you want to. I'll keep my sign off. I'll cover it up.
Yeah, it's going to be swear word free.
And it's not going to be about brutal death or
a brutal death, maybe
like
about
really
a fun topic that our kids watch. They've asked me like 3 times now if we're going to go on YouTube where they can watch us.
Aww.
They really want to see us on YouTube.
Why are you so mean? Why haven't you done that yet? Because
you watch a countdown clock for a 5-minute bell so that you can say fuck for the first time in our episodes. And that's why I cannot bring my children to the premiere.
No, but I promise I'll be good. I'll
Okay.
try, because
I
Brian
know.
actually did say that I dropped an F-bomb within 90 seconds, and I didn't even register. So I was like, I nailed the 5 minutes that time, you guys. Like, boom, nailed it.
Get in the comments or get on the Discord and give us your kid-friendly ideas. Maybe
Discord. Okay, let's put our Discord in the The comments section. Fudge. Yeah. So, Sophia, we're actually not going to do any even like allusions to swear words because they'll know that they're smart enough to know that like what we really mean is fuck. Right, Fallon?
Yes. Yes.
Discord. I was like, what am I doing?
Discord.
I'm inviting you guys to our secret special club. It's not secret. It is special though. Everybody's really nice. It's super fun. We talk about mental health and Crocs, Vanderpump Rules, the latest news.
We talk about so much more than those things, and we don't talk about Crocs that often.
Dude, I would beg to differ. Like, let's be honest. Crocs come up a lot, you guys. But hey. So that's our Discord. Go join it. And I'll put that in the Fallon told me 12 minutes ago that she has to pee really bad in the private chat. Sorry for putting me on blast.
Well, I might as well have just said it online if you were just going to announce it.
It's been an hour and 35 minutes. I feel like that's natural.
That's my upper limit for having to hold on. So.
Yeah. Okay, we got to go. You guys, it's potty time.
We love you and happy holidays.
It's potty time. It's party time. From a mother and a mother lover. We'll see you. See you later. Bye, guys. Bye. Love you. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.